the following actions shall be taken with immediate effect towards the realization of the new budget. 47 state corporations with overlapping and duplicating functions will be dissolved, resulting in the elimination of their operational and maintenance costs, and their functions will be integrated into the respective line ministries. Staff currently employed by the affected corporations will be transferred to ministries and other state agencies within government. The decision to fill the position of Chief Administrative Secretaries is hereby suspended. The number of advisors in government shall be reduced by 50% within the public service with immediate effect. Budget lines providing for the operations of the Office of the First Lady, the spouse of the Deputy President, and the Prime Cabinet Secretary will be removed. Similarly, the budget provisions for confidential budgets in various executive offices, including my own office, have been removed, and the budget for renovations across government reduced by 50%. Henceforth, public servants who attain the retirement age of 60 shall be required to immediately proceed on retirement with no extensions to their tenure of service whatsoever. The purchase of new motor vehicles by the government is suspended for 12 months, except for security agencies, while a new policy on transport for public officers will be developed. All non-essential travel by state and public officers is hereby suspended. Cutting the entire amount in our assessment would significantly and drastically affect the delivery of critical government services, while borrowing the whole amount in full will occasion a fiscal deficit by a margin that would have significant repercussions on many sectors, including our exchange rates and interest rates. We have since, after extensive consultations, struck a middle ground, and we will be proposing to the National Assembly a budget cut of not the entire 346, but a budget cut of 177 billion, and borrowing the difference. Whatever we are going to borrow, the difference, will increase our fiscal deficit from what I intended to be 3.3% of our GDP. It will now go up to 4.6% of GDP, still lower than last year, and will be used to fund some of our critical government services. We will use the money that we will borrow to protect funding for some of the critical areas that the people of Kenya have asked me to protect. They include hiring of junior secondary school teachers and medical interns, funding the milk stabilization program for our dairy farmers, reviving our stalled road projects that are in many parts of Kenya, retaining the fertilizer subsidy program that has helped us manage our cost of living, settling the debt owed to farmers in our coffee sector, capitalizing the Coffee Cherry Fund to support farmers in that sector, enabling public-owned sugar mills to pay outstanding debts to sugarcane farmers for their deliveries, additional funding for higher education, new funding model that was in our plan will now receive additional funding, settling arrears owed to counties, settling arrears for NGCDF, and settling arrears for our pensions.
I want to ask you a simple question. I want to ask you a very simple and genuine question. As a reasonable person, as a grown-up, as a person who pays taxes, as a person who is doing business, and as a person who is looking forward to have a family and travel and enjoy your life the way you want. I want to talk to a noble person who really understands what the president has just spoken and what it really means to us. One of the things I'm capturing from the president is saying he's going to suspend, cut off 50%. We are going to improve on this, improve on that. Farmers be funded so that they can continue producing. The sugar companies to pay the debts they owe the farmers, and all other things that the president is saying. I want to ask us a question that CAS, cabinet what secretaries, why is he suspending them? In the latest finance bill, they have been included and their budget was included. In the wives of the permanent secretaries, the prime secretary, bibi yake na bibi ya Gachagua, they were there in the finance bill, and there was money that was allocated for these offices. You understand? And there's this age, 60 years of age, you retire immediately. There's no extension. Sindio. What does that teaches us as the noble citizens of the Republic of Kenya? You understand? There is so much that has been hidden in the government that we have closed our eyes from, and we don't want to address these issues directly the way they are. And there's a question I ask the citizens in my previous videos. Can you really trust a thief who has confessed? Nobody has told me anything, any answer on this question. Like, can you trust a thief who has confessed twice, 3 times? Can you confess? Can you trust such kind of a thief? You understand? So here is what we need to reason out as the people of the Republic of Kenya. This is no jokes. We are not politically affiliated. We are not told to speak this, but we listen, we understand, and then we answer what we have understood and what is probably going to come ahead of us, and the impact this thing is going to bring to us as the citizens, as the business people, and as a family and as farmers, to every other person in this country. The president is actually using our mind really bad. Before the finance bill was established in parliament, and he was about to sign it to be a bill or to be a law for that 1 year. First, did the parliamentaries go through the bill? Did they understand that we have offices which have been introduced in this finance bill which are not necessary according to the GDP or according to the economic affiliation or according to the the livelihood or according to how our economy is in our country? Did they go through that and understand that the office of the wife of the president and the prime and the wife of the president, the vice president or the deputy president, Gachagua, did they know that money is allocated to this? Is it necessary and is it constitutional? So did the president know or knew that it is not necessary to have this kind of offices? Did the president know that we don't need to have CAS? Did the president know that they need to reduce the cabinet secretaries? Is it what is that? Reduce, as what he said, that he is going to reduce budget reduced to 50%. This is somebody amesema siku capture vizuri. Anaenda the number inaenda kuwa reduced to about 50%. Did the president know all these things? Na amekuwa akituweka in this drama all this long, that the lives have been lost. They captured 40, but around 500, 400, 200 people have lost their lives because of just telling the government that this what you're about to sign is not the right thing. Now, wipe your sorrow so that they can explain to us what the finance bill was all about. I don't know if somebody is understanding what I'm talking about. That, you know, the president knows that we are the people. Kenya has about 55 million people, and that maybe 20% of maybe 60% of these people are the ones who are paying taxes, and others maybe they're students, and we have the intruders who are still in this country. Is not addressing the issue. You understand? So out of these 55 million people, no employment. We have a lot of lies, fake fertilizers. Farm products are not enough for the country, and so many other factors. Even sugar companies have debts to the farmers. So many sectors in the government have squandered the money, and he has not been talking about that. What he explains to us, that I have been having private meetings with these people who have been misusing the public funds. So what does that tells us? Number one, this is what I'm telling you. Number one, the President William Samoei Ruto and his cunning behavior. Number one, he has succeeded to put us in his box. He has succeeded to put us in his box. That's number one. Number two, he is going to be in the government until 2032. Number three, he is going to he is not going to suspend the finance bill of 2024 2025. That is the finance bill that he is going to go ahead with. And the lives of people, the employment, the farmers, and every other sector that is being oppressed, they are going to still face the same thing, oppression. There will be no change in this country. If they change, they will change for about 1 year, but the same history is going to be repeated. I tell you that because he has succeeded to talk too much. When somebody talks too much, you are questioning him, is answering questions. He is, when you hear his answers that he gives to the public or to the journalist or whoever that is interrogating him, he seems to be uninformed, or maybe he tries to play a game so that he can trick us. You see, the president is focusing on achieving his own agendas, not the agendas of the citizens. So I want to talk to the members of the public that if we agree with everything that the president is saying, and he was aware that it is not necessary to have all these things, and he announces to the members of the public that we are supposed to live within, to operate within our means. And at the end of the day, we realize money is directed to the offices which are not constitutional. And right now you are convincing me that you are going to work hard to create employment, and you are telling us the only employment that you can create is by creating, you going US and Lebanon and all that, and housing, construction. I think we have been brainwashed, and the same history, the same song is going to be sung. If people this time round will not wake up and sanitize politics, sanitize the government, there's no time. We are going to be still under slavery, under oppression, maybe for a decade or for a century, until the next generation with rage, with green, is going to stand and wipe away bad governance, promises which are not fulfilled to the members of the public. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll love to see you in the next video. Thank you.